Mom and Pops, I'm glad you did that because that was part of what I wanted to share, what the pastor has meant to us and our family. First of all, Brother Brewer, I apologize. I tried to get a little Johnny Cash in here. Pastor said no. And my wife told me last night, she said, Gary, we're going to have one sermon tomorrow, so don't take too long up there. Everybody's hungry. But we met the pastor back in a very tragic time in our life. And the first time I met them, they were pastoring. We were going through a difficulty, and he was ministering to our family. It was at Sharon and JD's home. And over the course of the next few days, I got to really watch how he began to heal and bring this family together through such a tragic loss. And in a couple of days, I got to see him minister to a whole lot of young people through song. And God's given him a wonderful gift of voice. And then I got to witness him sharing God's word to these young kids. And it was God speaking through him. And I knew right then and there that this was where we wanted to be. This is where we wanted to worship. I had a 16-year-old son sitting next to me at that time, and because of the pastor and his faithfulness to listen to what God's telling him, my son is healthy and happy today. You talked about adoption and you talked about an identity, and I missed that sermon last week because I was sitting in an airplane that never got off the ground. But some of you know that I was adopted. At 4 weeks of age, my father took me by train from New Orleans to Baton Rouge and abandoned me in the stairway landing of an apartment building. It's probably because he heard me playing guitar. But my life has been a series of miracle after miracle, and just this week I experienced another one I'd like to share with you. Christy, I'm hurrying. The father that abandoned me turned out that he came from a great family of God. His father was a missionary to Japan in 1936, whenever in 41 when World War II broke out. And after the war, he continued his ministry and pastored a church there. Unfortunately, I never got a chance to meet my father or my grandfather. They died within 2 months of each other in 1984. But when Heidi asked me last week if I would sing and play for the pastor, I said, wow, only for my best friend. But then, and I apologize now because I asked, I was wrong. I said, Heidi, I'll do it if you'll do it. So thanks for being here. It's much easier with you here. But I'm like, what are we going to sing? I haven't performed in public in a long time. And so the next day on the way to work, I listened to K-Love every day. And first song I heard pulling out the driveway was called I Shall Believe. And God told me, it's clear as day, that's the song I want you to play. And I'd only heard it once before. Didn't know the words, certainly didn't know how to play it. So when I got to work that day, I looked it up on the computer and saw the words, and I'm like, okay, this is a good song. It sounds great. What's it ministering to? What do we do? So I told Heidi that night, I said, we're going to do I Shall Believe. And so we decided to practice on Thursday this week. Thursday, before I could leave home to get up here, a miracle happened to me. And a 74-year-old man from Lexington, Kentucky, Brother Brewer, called me and said, Gary, I was your grandfather's best friend. And we talked and shared for an hour. And I was kind of hurrying because I knew I had to be here. And he said, look, brother, before I go, I want to share one thing with you. Your grandfather had a favorite Bible verse. And it's Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief. So I looked it up at work the next day, and it's I think it's Mark 9:24. And the Lord hit me right there saying, this is the message I want you and Heidi to deliver. So, here we go. Come to me now. Over me, will you find me tonight? Say it will be alright, and I will believe. Broken into, I know that you're on to me. Come home when I'm so all alone, but I do believe that not everything is gonna be the way you think it ought to be. Seems like every time I try and make it right, it all comes down on me. Please say honestly you won't give up on me. I shall believe. I shall believe. Open the door and show me your face tonight. You, and you hold the key. Never again, no, will I turn away from you. I'm so heavy tonight, but your love is alright, and I do believe. Everything you think be the way you think it ought to be. It seems like every time I try and make it right, it all comes down on me. Please say honestly you won't give up on me, and I shall believe. I shall believe. I shall